giving, right? That you generate a state of mind, you habituate a state of mind that becomes uncontrived, where everything you want to do is give stuff away. Begin with your capacity and expand it to the utmost you can. Give to others. Okay? To everybody you can. Grow that capacity from the things you have, physical things, to protection and to knowledge. Yeah, the highest of the giving. The next perfection, the state of mind you are trying to imbue and color your mind with is the perfection of giving, the perfection of morality. Cool. Morality, which is in this book referred to as watchfulness and Shempa and alarm clock and
remembering.
Keeping your breath.
Wait, is that watchfulness?
Vision? No.
2 states of mind.
It's like remembering what your goals are and stopping
Being watchful
yourself.
and being aware. Yeah, and being and recollecting.
Yeah.
Yeah? Yeah?
Yeah.
You sure?
Yes.
Are you sure?
Yeah.
Okay. So in this book it means you have someone at the door of perception, yeah? Guarding awareness, yeah? And then you've got remembering what you should be doing in relation to goodness. Goodness turns your world to goodness. Yeah? So it implies all the vows, it implies all positive activity. But then you have a state of mind that remembers and catches you if you slip, right? So it's guarding that kind of thing. So the practice of ethics, not because ethics are from their own side good, but because experiencing yourself living a world of ethics produces a world of the same result, okay? Which in our nominal world means not harming beings, means I don't get harmed. Being kind to other beings means I experience infinite kindness. Being generous to other beings means I experience everything. Yeah. So giving, ethics, patience, which was just covered. Don't get angry as you're trying these things, right? Because that destroys things. And then we have effort. Yeah. And then the last two are concentration, which we just did as well, and wisdom, the right way of looking at the world, right? Now the middle one, being effort, is the wind that moves the flames, okay? That moves the flame. It produces, it turns the first three into, it turns giving, ethics, and patience into the body of a Buddha.
Okay.
And then it turns concentration and wisdom into the mind of a Buddha. Doing those activities without whatever we're going to find out effort means, without that wind, there's no power behind these two things. They don't turn into your Buddha mind and the Buddha body. The only way that giving, ethics, patience, concentration, and wisdom turn into the result of you experiencing this not normal but extraordinary is through this thing called effort. Yeah? He says that's the wind that moves the flame. Without this, you're just doing, at best, black and white karma. Now, question 10 says, give the brief definition of effort stated by Master Shantideva. When he says effort, he says, what's effort? You called it something else, not just effort.
Joyful.
Joyful effort, yeah. So, get this, right? And this, when I say effort, I think work hard, sweat, put up with things, right? Go against the grain. That's not what this is. So you've got to get that really clear. The practice here is if you want to turn your life into something magnificent, really, not just because someone is saying it, really, your life into something magnificent, you need the power of this thing called effort. And the definition is, you want to read number C2?
What is effort? It is joy in doing good.
That's it. analyze it. I mean, if you've been around these teachings a while, we go, okay, I heard that. Don't do that for this. Yeah? I heard that. Don't do that. Joy in doing good is also a habit. Joy, having joy in doing good is also a habit. Meaning, you are responsible to turn this one on. It doesn't just happen. My mistake with this one is that I thought joy just comes, right? I don't have to do anything. All my other karmas, I'm working on all my other karmas, but joy, I should just feel it. It's just a feeling I have, right? Joy in doing good. I ate a really awesome ice cream and that felt good. That's not what this is talking about. I was taking care of myself though. I was liking my ice cream. That's not what this is talking about. I mean, we do this with our minds.
I was really enjoying it.
Yeah, that doesn't mean I shouldn't enjoy it, okay?
Right.
That doesn't mean we shouldn't enjoy good things like that. But this is joy in doing good. Once you understand what doing good is for a human mind, removing the causes that keep it locked in a samsaric realm, not just having more ice cream, okay, for Hector. Doing good, the best thing I could do for this human experience is to completely remove, if they're removable, the causes for it to be cyclical and suffer. That's the kindest thing. That's the goodest thing I could do, right? And if you've learned this method or you have other methods that you've learned, this means habituating joy when you're doing those good things, which include purification, renunciation, meditation, Dharma class, efforts that way. Yeah? Meaning, you become a virtuaholic. You become addicted to making virtue because you understand when you're in a good state of mind what it will produce to this human mind that is lost in a thing you can't see the way it's explained here. I can't see this naturally, the cyclical nature. I'm having a great life. I just need a tiny visit to a homeless shelter. I just need a big trip to Nepal. I need, a memory of when the love turned to dislike to understand it doesn't stay, whatever lost moment of happiness we have. That does not make the happiness not real, by the way. It just means it's impermanent. And if you understand the world of causation, you can make that never ending. You can make that perfect. Understanding that means, okay, now I've got to get to work, right? If you want to build a bridge, if you want to build something to get you to a different state, like New Jersey, of mind, you actually have to do things to build that bridge. You actually have to go and get things and put teams together and make things happen. Joy in doing good means you are enjoying building that bridge from your now to your enlightened now. And so you sit there and someone says, hey Lydia, you want to meditate today? And if your first impulse is boring, you're not having joy in doing good. Yeah? So at that point, I have to turn my boring into, hold on, I remember now, joy is happiness of doing good. Yeah, joy of effort is joy in doing good. Okay, I just saw that. That probably isn't healthy for the mind I've inherited. If I want to turn that into a mind of a Buddha, remove it completely, I have to figure out a way to find joy in that. Meditation will be the most amazing thing I could do for this mind. And now I have to make efforts to think, okay, then we have that kind of effort, which is pushing towards joy. Right? And that becomes your mental play, associating the things you have to do to build that bridge to a sense of happiness that you're actually doing it. Imagining the bridge finished, imagining how many people can cross that bridge, imagining the magnificence of looking at it. imagining how simple it was once you finished. Like whatever you need to do to associate joy, and then that's just a habit. Once you do that enough times, then someone says, you want to meditate? I'm like, I can't think of a better thing. Let's all meditate. Let's do Shavasana, you know, for 6 minutes and then completely change your day. Yeah? Like really, that's this part. So, when you meditate, you go, yay. When you're in retreat, you go, wow, I've got to do a retreat. Amazing. When you're about to go to that shitty boss, the interaction with the boss, you go, okay, think about joyful effort here. I'm about to encounter that affliction again. Yay. Really, yay.
Awesome.
If you want your world to be different, you have to make your world different.
I think it's Thupten Chaudhry who said in the book that I'm currently reading, so often during the day there are many tasks that we don't want to do. For me, one of them is cleaning my house. And then I just change my mind and think, well, what I'm doing is clearing away aversion. I'm clearing ignorance. And just change the whole task and the effort.
Yeah, perfect. And you're coloring it with bigger reasons. Okay, the next question is name 3 things. He then goes into 3 things that stop this effort, this joy in doing good. So, do you want to read C3? The question is name 3 things that act against the perfection of effort and describe them briefly.
Here I will explain the things that work against it. These are laziness, an attraction to what is bad, and the feeling of being discouraged, belittling yourself.
So what were the 3 things?
Laziness.
Lelo. Yeah.
Attraction to bad things.
Attraction to bad things. Let's talk about that in a second. And
feeling discouraged.
Self-doubt.
Self-doubt. Yeah. Feeling that's fine for the Dalai Lama, but maybe I can't be that virtuous. Maybe I'm just a schmuck and I'm stuck here forever. Wrong. Right? So those 3 things. Laziness is being attracted, the definition was, Layla, being attracted to that sensation of sloth. Remember that? Yeah. Of slothness. Yeah. Like I did it this morning. 7 o'clock, I went, I'm excited, ready to go. Right? And then it was like, snooze. Snooze. Off. 9:30. Oh, I'm so tired. It was horrible, right? It was terrible. So the second one, so you understand laziness, right? It means you have to address wherever you are lazy, meaning you don't want to do the things you need to do to build that bridge. Did you or did you not want to go to that New Jersey? I made Nirvana, right? Damn it. I didn't have forethought about where I built the bridge.
Right? Like, they're just like right there.
You should have thought of
New
it.
Jersey and Nirvana.
Should have had a
Almost
better
the
thought
same.
of it. Damn it.
Any other state.
I know.
Good nice beaches.
That's where Geshe-la got his, right?
Yeah. Okay. So you understand how to. You just have to know where you are laziest or where you've got a habit and just work at it. Now, if you're an older practitioner or an older person, meaning anyone over 20, you are already solidifying your habits and they become harder to break unless you've created a habit to break habits, which you later on have to break because you might start breaking good habits, okay? No, I'm serious about that. Early on, I realized that the best habit I could do is an interrupting habit, yeah? And then I've got the capacity to interrupt whatever negative habits. And that's why I became a change manager, helping people through change, which is all about being at the cutting edge of change and whatever. And then I have a habit of breaking things halfway, even the good things. Boom, boom. You then have to fix that, right? Nothing is fixed like that, okay? So anyway, we digress. Whatever you know your habit is for laziness, you have to address it. And there's some pretty basic things. You take in information about what you need to do, what medicine you need to take to get rid of your ailment, what pieces you need to do to build the bridge. Meditation, introspection, practice around the moralities, etc. Right? I mean, these are the 6 perfections, right? Understanding of wisdom, etc., etc. Giving, generosity, patience. You got these. They're your field of play. Where are you lazy there? And then just address them like you would any other problem. This is the most important problem because this creates all your other problems. So then you address laziness. Now, being attracted to bad things, I think you said, right? Mm-hmm. What's this part about?
Reality TV.
Yeah.
It's the honey on the razor.
It's a honey on the razor blade, right? We have beautiful virtues rising all the time. Don't get hypnotized by the shiny, lighty, sparkly things. 10 years will go past and then you'll realize, oh, I still have a mind and it still isn't tame and the shiny thing went away. Oh, I should have worked on something else and not the shiny thing. Yeah? So it means here is check if you really are making virtue, if you really are generating the deepest virtue with the time you have. I'm not saying don't watch reality TV show. I spent 80 hours
watching reality TV.
Playing Zelda when the Xbox came, when the GameCube came on. Yeah.
That's understandable.
I understand.
You're trying to rescue Princess Zelda.
I know.
That's a virtue.
No, I'm telling you, it really was for me. Okay, I was stuck in some practices, and I needed some kind of break. So I bought enough food to lock myself in a house. I shut the blinds, and I spent 80 hours non-stop going from the beginning of Zelda, and it was Wind Waker, right? Which is this beautiful adventure of finding the virtuous princess that gets you to enlightenment, in my mind, right? And I mean, and you're just this young kid, unbeknownst to you, all of a sudden you're pitched into an adventure of discovery that you have to save the most beautiful thing on the planet that will then help you reach your state of magnificence. But in the way you have all these obstacles that you think you got rid of one and then gets bigger and bigger and bigger, and you encounter this obstacle and then you have to learn something, and then you have, with that learning you get a bigger heart, and the heart start growing, and then your obstacles turn into big bosses. Just before you thought you had it done, you had like 8 different bosses you had to destroy, and they're massive and horrible and big teeth, and I turned all of them into my mental afflictions. I turned her into a Buddhist, in an tantric angel, and I turned myself into, and like being an 80 hours worth of habituating that, actually killing bad mental afflictions was really healthy for me. Yeah. Now, doing that every single weekend is probably not healthy. Yeah. But doing that as an interrupting thing to a normal pattern was actually magnificent for me. I can't hear the stupid Zelda music without thinking of those moments. Yeah, right now. It's not in the Bodhisattva Charivatara. Lord Buddha didn't say buy GameCube and play Wind Waker and learn how to play the magic flute.
Have you read the whole thing?
It's not in there. No.
It's in the bibliography.
The Hector commentary.
Yeah.
But you see,
Did you sleep?
not very much. It was amazing. I had no rules, and I was free. You know, I was free from my trying too hard. Yeah, and it was beautiful. Yeah.
What about Stephen?
He wasn't around. There was no Stephen. This was a long time ago, right? But there was no Stephen like person. Oh, there was, yeah, but they really liked their GameCube, yeah, and they got really upset when I became much better at it than them, yeah. However, we did this. Being attracted to negative things is understanding. See, you're in charge of your enlightenment. These are just instructions. Yeah. You created the instructions if everything's coming from you. Mm-hmm. It doesn't make them any less real, okay? So
I keep hearing and feeling from this text that
there's one thing that changes everything.
Mhm.
There's one thing that changes everything, and it's always and only your state of mind, and you're the only one that has control over it.
No one's coming out from out there, a Buddha separate from the one you're experiencing, you're thinking. No instructions from out there. No interpreting this instruction separate to the way you're habituating. You're in charge of your mind. And so if you have to watch reality TV and turn it into that, if you have to clean the house and turn it into purification, if you have to play Zelda, yeah? If you have to play your music and imagine every vibration of sound turning realizations into persons, whatever you need to do, making guacamole, putting it in front of the altar and offering it to everyone. You don't have to do it.
Better do it. 20 minutes.
I knew he brought it.
Medium spice.
So it's not, so you got to think about the attraction to doing bad as not you are a terrible person and you've done these 10 non-virtues. You're going to kill people and steal from people and cheat to their partners. You're probably not that kind of person. But the tiny moment by moment, hour by hour, negative states of mind, that color, the low level radiation against your goodness, that color our minds, it's like it's got this blanket of grayness to it because every you give it a table.
Can we get a shot of
I wish we
guacamole?
could just,
Like,
can
I
we
don't know
pan
Give it a
over
table.
there?
if it's recorded yet.
Yeah. The guacamole has become a ritual, yeah, offering in this class. Thank you. So, if he's saying these small little negativities, the jealousy on the subway, the anger towards this person, even if you're keeping it low, right? Just having these moments where you entertain them and keep them going, the tiny little, if I just do this, my boss won't notice, or I wish I could get them. Those tiny things that you think you're getting away with, you're not, because you're in charge of your own mind. You're watching your own mind. No one's recording it out there going, oh, you're being naughty. It's you. Everything you do, you know about. It's not like you don't, you know. And if you're subconsciously doing these things, then you get levels of awareness, and every now and then you know you have to act on them. This low level radiation colors the lens through which we see things. It grays it out, and so things are just normal. Yeah. So it's not. What it kills is, what chapter are we on?
Joyful
Effort.
effort.
Joyful effort. What's it kill? Master Shantideva says laziness kills it. This low level radiation kills it. And later on he says feeling discouraged about your capacity kills it. What's it kill? Kills what?
Your effort.
It kills your joy, your capacity to feel good.
Which kills your effort.
Yeah.
So you're not going to do it. If it doesn't
Exactly.
feel
Yeah. So these are the opponents to you building the wind that moves the flames. The things that, the energy that's going to turn your Buddha mind and your Buddha body into what it is.
When you did that, something lit up behind you.
Really?
Yeah.
Cool.
I
So,
have a question.
yeah.
Which is that sometimes if I'm like into doing good, I get a low level judgment about pretty much everybody because they don't have spiritual
I know, aren't they bad?
Hard.
So it's like the
Yeah.
more I do spiritual practice, the more I'm into it, the more it shows up.
Yeah, yeah.
And it's like automatically killing the
Yeah,
good
yeah.
that the spiritual
Yeah,
practice
correct.
is doing, because I'm getting, what is it called? Spiritual materialism or spiritual pride?
Yeah, yeah. So what's the answer?
I don't know.
Keep going.
If you're
Dedicated.
judging other people, your mind isn't on the joy of
Of
doing
helping.
good.
Yeah.
It's on other people.
I think you should just start by realizing, like, even having awareness of it is
It's a
awesome.
good, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, it's like such a good place to start. So many people, I think, when you start to practice a little bit, you feel that in so many ways. You're like, oh, I'm a really shitty person. Like,
Yeah,
I
yeah.
thought I was a good person, but I think bad things about people all the time, and I don't follow through with what I say with. And so it's like, I think things look a lot worse,
Great.
and then the more you practice, they get acceptable.
Great. So that's good. The more you put energy into this, the first thing you do is you actually see the field for what it is. You stop doing this short-term life, and you see, oh, I'm doing this, oh my God, I'm bad over here and I'm bad over there, and that does not mean that the effort you're putting in won't turn out to be a good result. It will be colored by the things you just become aware of. Okay? Now you have to address it. So whenever you have judgment, what do you do with that?
You imagine there's a room full of people having that judgment towards you.
Master Shantideva will tell us, that's right, Master Shantideva will tell us that at the end of the meditation chapter. He says, swap yourself for them.
Mm-hmm.
Judge
Imagine a bubble above your head announcing to her how unspiritual you are. Yeah? And imagine her reading it. And then switch yourself for there and you be in that body reading that about yourself, and then look at everybody and everybody has a similar bubble about you. That should cut that impulse. Yeah, that's one method. Okay. But let's get on with it. I hope that helps a little bit. Good. You have to break it. It's a habit. Mm-hmm. And then feeling discouraged, thinking yourself you cannot accomplish these things, is the other thing that will kill your joy. Oh, I'm not good enough. That I think for Western society is a horrible, disgusting thing. We have no sense, or we have an overinflated sense of I'm number one, just to cover up. You know, my dad used to, I'm Vince number one. His name wasn't even Vince. And he just wanted to say something about number one. So we'll cover those in this next part. Okay, give the definition of Buddha nature, name 2 main types, and give an example for each. Now do your best. Okay, Buddha nature, give the definition. No.
The capacity of every being to be a Buddha.
That which turns into a Buddha is Buddha nature. Yeah? Now there are 2 types, and then you can go and give me your answers, right? One is innate Buddha nature, and one is that requires development. Do we have a ring for that? Can you do... no, we'll do this first. So innate Buddha nature is...
The one we
Emptiness?
have.
Excellent, the emptiness of the mind. The example is... This is for Rachel.
Oh. Scraggy.
Should I say it?
Yeah.
No, wait.
Yeah.
You had it.
Yeah, go.
Scraggy dog.
Yeah, go on.
That even Matt said.
Nope.
No. Is it the scraggy dog can?
The emptiness of the mind of an old scroungy dog.
Scraggy dog.
Yeah? That's the example in scripture of innate Buddha nature. It's saying even scruffy dogs which have mind, their mind has no existence of being dog-like from its own side. It's blank of having that nature. Now the dog does experience its mind as a scroungy dog, but it has emptiness. It is empty of being just that. That mind is not only that. It is that for this period, and that will disappear, and it will become more. Behind that, it has no existence like that. That is exactly the same possibility, capacity of them as the mind of a Buddha. That will turn into a Buddha with enough virtue. So innate Buddha nature, so it's not like you have a tiny Buddha inside of you. This is a big misconception, right? When we hear it in the West, I have Buddha nature, I'm going to be a Buddha soon.
Yeah.
Yes and no. Yeah? You have the complete capacity. That's the only part of you that will be the same part of you when you are a Buddha and now. Everything else will change. But you have your mind has no nature of mind the way you think it does from its own side. It is blank of that. So is the scroungy dogs, so is the Buddhas. And everything in between. That's innate Buddha nature. That produces the essence of the Buddha, the emptiness of the Buddha's mind, Dharmakaya. Right? The other one is the one that requires development. Innate Buddha nature is the one we just discussed. The Buddha nature that requires development is, think about it. What's the part of us that requires development to become a Buddha?
The patterns of behavior.
Mm-hmm.
The patterns
Cool.
of behavior.
Cool. So the seed for the total pure state of mind in the mental continuum of a scroungy dog, right? So all the content of the mind of an old scroungy dog, should it turn to virtue, is the Buddha nature that requires development. And there's some classical examples in scripture. One is the direct perception of emptiness is considered that kind of Buddha nature, because that's one developmental stage that will lead you to enlightenment. The other one is compassion in the heart of a bodhisattva, the baby bodhisattva, so a being that takes vows for the first time, that is considered to be that Buddha nature that requires development, because that's a strong enough seed that will turn you into a Buddha. Yeah? So is emptiness. It's a seed, an experience that will turn you into a Buddha. That's why it's called Buddha nature that requires development. And that turns into the body and the active experiences of a Buddha's mind, the omniscience. And a person who has just taken bodhisattva vows is also recognized as that kind of Buddha nature that gives you development. Now, why the hell are we talking about this in a chapter on effort, which means being happy to do the right good things for this mind, right? Why are we talking about that straight after saying these are the 3 things that will stop your joy?
Because it seems like considering these would be an antidote to...
Great. Yeah, excellent. That's perfect. This is the ultimate antidote to the third of the problems.
Self-doubt.
Self-doubt. You don't think you can be enlightened? You have Buddha nature. There is something about you right now that's a little bit better than an old scroungy dog, and you're that much closer to finishing that bridge that you think is going to take all this effort to do, but in fact you've already more than built that bridge. You're a human being. You've got this, you've got Dharma, and you have capacity to understand. You have the perception that you can control your effort, that you can stop doing bad and you can stop doing and you can start doing more good. You can hear your thoughts. You can. They're karmas ripening. You are so much closer to New Jersey than you thought you were. Hallelujah. Sorry, but exactly the reason he's saying it here is like you can go through all these other reasons to remove self-doubt. Remember, he uses the sutra, the Banner of Victory Sutra. Actually, we'll cover it later. Yeah. You can use all these other methods to stop doubt, but the one that will always work is the fact that you will turn into a Buddha if on the blank screen, the emptiness of your mind, you fill it with all the innate, all the Buddha natures that require development, bodhisattva vows, bodhisattva activity, understanding emptiness, etc., that will turn you into a Buddha. So he's saying, no need for doubt. Doubt is just another excuse for ignorance to stay ignorant. It wants you there. It wants that. It's just prana moving, and it wants to now associate whatever you've learned, let's say a spiritual practice, and it just wants to keep you in a negative cycle. That's what it's been doing for eons. Of course it's going to try and do that. He's saying, no, that can break. We have Buddha nature. I'll do one more and then we'll take a break. Give the definition of innate Buddha nature, and I'll just give it to you. That which is emptiness and which will become the essence body of a Buddha. The fact that our minds are empty, right? Number 14. Oh, sorry, can you read the verse, David? Number 10 on feeling discouraged, because Rachel's answer was right.
Never allow yourself the feeling of being discouraged, of having the thought, how could I ever become enlightened? About this, those who have gone thus, the ones who speak the truth, have spoken the following words of truth. Those beings who are flies and gnats or bees, and even those who live as worms as well, can reach unmatched enlightenment, so difficult to reach, if they develop the force of effort. Someone like me, someone born as a member of humankind, can tell what hurts or helps. Assuming then that I never give up the Bodhisattva's way of life, why shouldn't I reach enlightenment?
Great, thank you. And then he says, for you to do bodhisattva activities, quote the verse that Master Shantideva uses to describe how to become accustomed to great bodhisattva deeds. You know, we hear about, oh, they can pull their eye out and give anything, and their body and whatever. And he says, start with
Vegetables?
Yeah, starts with vegetables. Start within your capacity. Start with small things, especially in the example of giving. Give vegetables and potatoes and carrots and guacamole. Yeah, whatever is in your capacity. And then he also says, keep stretching that capacity week after week after week after week, and then you won't even notice. It would feel like giving vegetables to give chunks of your wealth, or to give chunks of your time, or to give your arm or your eye, and so on. So also the Buddha prohibits you from giving more than is within your capacity, because then you destroy your good association to that thing. Understand your capacity, don't be shy about it, and just keep expanding and expanding. Let's take a break. I'll be back in 10 minutes, and feel free to either bring the food in here and do a happy birthday song with all the awesome cakeness. Yeah? If there is cakeness?
Cakeness.
Yeah, let's do cakeness. Yeah, grab a drink, come back in 10 minutes, freshen up, and then we'll do 10 more questions.